Shalom. Kahal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. And also double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually roll very well to this very day. That is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also shalom to the whole elect that's continually plowing his work and giving diligence to make your calling and election sure in faith, truth, and sincerity, and also in all charity. Shalom. Now, the title of this video is going to be entitled, "What is the mark of the beast and what is Antichrist?" All right. Now, the reason why I had this specific title is because not only do you have this person that's on the comment or on my comment board that's basically spewing madness, saying that the mark of the beast is not the microchip, this and that and the third, and also speaking about so-called Antichrist, which another way of saying Antichrist, anti-anointed or anti-Mashiach. And it just goes to show you the level of stupidity and the level of ignorance that these so-called Christians have. And also as well, not only the person on the comment board, but also as well, Vocab Malone. Because, and that's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. Now, you got these so-called Christians along with Vocab Malone now questioning the mark of the beast. All right? In which, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, using the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to break it down, along with the rest of the brothers that are in this fold, we've been breaking this down for years and years on end, man. And they still don't know what the mark of the beast is, man. Even though you got this technology that's advancing at a higher rate than it was before, and they still can't see it. But you know what? That's perfectly fine, because that's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that's blinding these people, so they're not able to see what's the mark of the beast. They're not able to see the mysteries of the Bible, which the mark of the beast is one of them, and also the topic concerning Antichrist or anti-anointed. All right. But the thing is that in a specific comment that I was reading, it said, well, the people will know it, once the people will know when the mark of the beast is here, and they'll know when they're taking it. No, that's not the case. All right. The people are not going to know. And when I say the people, I'm talking about the ones that's outside this fold. They're not going to know what the mark of the beast is, man, because even though we speak about it, they're not going to know what it is. All right. Because the Lord has blinded them. So they're going to unknowingly take it. But on the other side, you do have ones that do know about the mark of the beast. They know it's the microchip. But guess what? They're going to give in to that temptation. And they're going to end up taking it anyway. And try to offset the prophecy or the judgment of what happens when you take that chip. All right? Because when you take that chip, it says in the book of Revelation, the 14th chapter, you will be met with the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and jump into this, the precepts and the scriptures. Let me go ahead and grab the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 12th verse, because there was a lot of back and forth going on on the comment board, man. But really, I was doing too much on the comment board. I just left it as it is. But when that fire gets in you, you can't stop it. All right. And then more wickedness started to spew out of that particular person. All right. I'm not gonna say their name or anything like that, because I don't think they deserve to shine. But it's the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter and 12th verse. It says, "And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Now, this is going to the beast with the 7 heads and 10 horns. All right, and one of the heads was wounded to death. Okay, and when you go into the breakdown of the beast with the 7 heads and 10 horns, those 7 heads with 10 horns represents powers. All right, the kingdoms, separate divisions of power. All right, and one of the heads is the Roman Empire. Okay, that's why when you go into the deadly wound that was healed, that deadly wound was caused by the downfall of the Roman Empire. All right, and then our people, specifically so-called Negroes that was still there, which you still had the southern tribes that were there, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, that were in that region. So after they went down, then our people started coming, and it was known as the Holy Roman era. All right, because the pagan Roman Empire was taken down and then was converted to so-called Christianity. All right, that's where you have Constantine the Great. You had Saint Augustine. Yeah, all those men that were there during that time. And when that took place, that was the deadly wound. Now, when that deadly wound was healed when the system came back into power. Now, it's the Roman Empire, or should I say the ancient Roman Empire, in that region today, is it up and operating, and does it have control over the whole world? No, it doesn't. All right, because it fell back in the ancient world. But that Roman system and the government that was used and that was performed back in the ancient world is being used today, and it comes in the form of America, because America used the same governments, the same system, the same lifestyle, and how this system operates is on the same motive as the Romans. All right. So, in the form of that deadly wound being healed, that's when America came into power. All right. That's when that deadly wound was healed. So, the Roman Empire, or the form of the Roman Empire, is back today. Okay. Now, verse 13, it says, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live." See? So that image is back. All right, that's what I meant by that system that's being set up here in America. The system that you see right now, the way this place is governed, that's the image of the beast. All right. Verse 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." All right. Now, like I mentioned before, the image of the beast is back and is in full force. All right. So you have these modern day citizens of America that are part of the system. All right. And then you have our people, specifically 2/3 of our people, that are okay with this system. They're fully integrated into the system. But really, to be 100% fully integrated into the system and this government that's set up, which is already being built up And that's why you have the concept which is called the Internet of Things, which they have devices and everything that's around you connected in one network. All right, it's under one system. And that's the agenda of these elites, the so-called elites of Esau, which are the international banking families. And which, by the way, Esau or Edom is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. Okay? Now, jump to verse 16. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great. All right? So he calls it all, right? In other words, he forces everybody, or he's going to force everybody that's both small and great, right? Rich and poor, free and bond. So that goes for everybody, all right? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, all right? Now you have a recent video that was put up concerning brain implants, all right? Which that's possible, all right? They can chip your brain, and or either that, or they can put a chip within your right hand, either or, all right? So, like it says right here, it says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. Now, the person that I was disputing with on the comment board didn't really go into 666, like 603 scoring 6 in this precept. And I specifically said, look, go into the Greek and break that down. Go into the Greek transliteration of these words and break it down. And said, well, why I got to do that when it's written in black and white? And it goes to show you the level of stupidity and ignorance of these so-called Christians. Because they can't go into these words and break them down, man. All right? So you know what? We're going to do it for the true man of the Lord is going to do it for you. All right? Let's see if I can get it. Now let's go into the word mark. All right, so that word mark is charagma, okay, in the Greek, which means a stamp or imprinted mark, or the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand of the badge of the followers. And they got right here the followers of the Antichrist, in which that's going off. All right, because we just read in the scripture that image that the beast had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that it both speak and cause that as men that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so this mark is the followers of the beast, the system, the image of the beast. It's not talking about the followers of the Antichrist and the anointed, man. And it's not one person, by the way. All right. People sitting there and people are sitting back waiting on one person to show up, saying that they think somebody's going to come with a suit and tie, all right, with horns on their heads and a goatee saying, I'm the Antichrist. Man, it's not going to go down like that, man. I'm telling you, man, that's why it just goes to show you, man, that these so-called Christians are bugged out. No, man, it's not one person that's the Antichrist, all right? It says the mark. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to get that in a little bit. I know that's another part of the video I was going to touch up on. It says the mark branded upon horses, right? And that's spiritual, because when you put your mark, or you imprint your mark on a horse, and not only a horse, but like your cattle, your livestock. When you do that, that means you're branding them. You're branding them to show ownership. All right. And I also went into it before in the previous video that once you brand something, you can't remove that brand. All right. You can't surgically remove it or anything like that. All right. Once you willingly take it, then guess what? You can't remove that. All right. That you're not gonna be excused from the judgment of Yahweh Bashim El Shai. All right. Now it goes off. It said Dane card, sculpture, idolatrous images. Yeah, so that's going off. But if you go into the root word of charagma, which it goes deeper. So that word charagma goes into the Greek charax. All right. Which means what? A pail or a stake, a palisade. What do you do with a stake? You stick it in the ground. You puncture it into the ground. What do you do with a palisade? You puncture it and you stick it into the ground. All right. A palisade or a rampart. All right. So the root word of charagma, which is charax, means a pail or a stake, something that's implanted, something that's punctured. All right. So when you go into the mark of the beast, it's something that's punctured within the body, which is punctured within the right hand or in the forehead. And the only technology that's able to do that in this time right now that we're living in is what? The microchip. The microchip is able to be implanted within the body. All right. There's no other technology that's here that does this. And also as well, when you keep reading verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right. Because that mark, which is that microchip, that's where you're going to have all your personal information on. Your ID, your bank account information. Everything's going to be integrated within that one system. Like I mentioned before, the Internet of Things. When you have the Internet of Things set in place and fully, there's going to be no need to use different sources of transaction or pieces of transaction or tools for transactions, like your credit cards, cash. They're already moving towards a cashless society. You won't need that anymore. You won't even need your ID. That microchip will be your ID. All right. Now the same scripture said where he causes men that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Because the ones that don't take the mark, they're going to label them as terrorists, man. All right. So we here at Great Millstone, we wholeheartedly believe that the mark of the beast is the microchip. All right. And guess what? Through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, when we resist that chip, they're going to label us as terrorists, man. All right. And we already see it coming, man. We see it on the horizon. But like I mentioned before, man, the other people are not able to see that. All right. So when you take that microchip, you're fully integrated into the image of the beast. All right, you're not the follower of an Antichrist. And let me go ahead and touch up on that since Spirit brought it back. And there's a couple of scriptures on that, man, to show you what the scriptures mean by the Antichrist. Which, if you go into the word Christ, it goes into the Latin Christos, which means anointed. If you go into the Hebrew origin of that word Christ is Mashiach, all right, which once again is anointed. So basically anti-anointed or anti-Mashiach, basically you're against Yahweh Shai, who these people here call Jesus, all right. So then first one I'm going to get is 1 John, the 2nd chapter, in the 18th verse. It says, little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, I'm reading for verbatim, heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. All right, and we are in the last times. All right, because you have to understand that these things that were written, it also says in the book of, I believe it's in the book of Romans, it says the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. So these things that were written before time were written for this time right now, so that we can read it, understand it, and learn it, and know what to avoid and know what to do. All right. It says, whereby we know that is the last time, right? Now, 1 John, the 4th chapter, in the 3rd verse. All right. 1 John, the 4th chapter, in the 3rd verse, it says, in every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. See, it says in every spirit. Whoa, what happened to one person being an Antichrist? Huh? Crickets. All right. It says in every spirit that confesseth not. Right. Every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. And this is that spirit of Antichrist. See, it's not one person. All right. That's the spirit of Antichrist. So when you're against really, when you're against this word and against this truth, which is, by the way, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, like it says in scripture, it says, if this work in this congregation was not of the Most High, it would come to naught. So if you're against the counsel of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that's set up, if you're against the men that the Lord has set up that's speaking this truth and prophesying, you're against this words being spoken, and guess what? You're anti-Hamashiach, man. You're anti-Mashiach. You're anti-anointed. You're against Yahushai. Yahushai is going to do away with a lot of you, man. All right? It says, and this is that spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come. Right? We heard it should come. And guess what? And even now already is it in the world. All right? So again, you have many Antichrists where we know we're in the last time. All right? And then the person tried to flip that around and say, oh, well, that's talking about the ones that's following after the Antichrist, this and that. Fucking bug outs, man. But yeah, I'm going to read this last precept, 2 John, the 1st chapter and 7th verse. It says, for many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Yahushai. It's like you. It says, who confess not that Yahushua has come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist, right? You're against the anointed. You're against Yahushua. All right. But that basically wraps up this video and this lesson. And this video is just to prove what is the mark of the beast and what does the scripture mean by the antichrist. All right. Hopefully this answers the ones that are just now coming in. Hopefully this answers some questions. And also, hopefully, this was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the hopefully elect that's also laboring in this labor of love and faith, true sincerity, and also in all charity. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.